I'm surprised that people have kind of turned the corner on Bray Wyatt, because at first people were not giving a shit about him, like not taking him seriously. And, as someone who enjoyed him in NXT, I thought it was a little too early to bring him in, and he's just really taken the ball and ran with it. And I'm glad to see that some of these guys that have been elevated are actually, I think Bray Wyatt has a good chance of coming out of WrestleMania with a win and possibly putting himself in that, echelon of top guys.
Well, there's always a skepticism there when somebody new comes on the scene, and I think a lot of people just didn't understand what it was all about, because even though, I knew what the character was about just by seeing that first promo on NXT, the little vignette. I knew what the character was about, but I didn't know how he would pull it off, right? So if the guy that these people have known as Husky Harris, who was getting whipped by CM Punk in the Nexus, if he comes onto the scene, I'm sure there's going to be some skepticism. But to Bray's, or whatever you want to call him, to his credit, he got it over because he obviously works at his craft, right?
Yeah, and you have to give wrestling fans some slack, because there's a natural apprehension, when you see a character like that. You don't want to get too invested right away, because you don't know if the cheese or the hokey factor is going to get turned way up, because especially when they're doing someone who might be like dark enough to be controversial, you never know if they're going to have a knee-jerk reaction to a bad response that they get, and the character just gets whittled away. And it's cool to see that he's been able to really ride the fine line.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's to the point now where he's, like you said, he's kind of come out of nowhere. The gimmick's been here for maybe a year, like less than a year now, on main TV, and he's got a match with John Cena. So even if he isn't the guy, you know what I mean? Even if he isn't the next John Cena, to me he's Mick Foley. When they brought him into WCW to take on Sting, right? Mm-hmm. They were hurting for new people to bring in and have Sting go over. I think this is a similar thing.
That's a great example.
It's a similar thing. Yeah, Bray Wyatt's going to come in, and he's probably going to do the job to Cena, in my opinion. But that doesn't matter, because I think he's more than cemented his place as one of the best bad guys we've seen in maybe the last decade or so.